Well, I'm back to attempt to paint a car, this Nissan 300ZX, which has been hanging around the workshop for way too long. And I'm going to be using an inflatable paint booth. Who would have thought? Who would have thought I'd paint a car, or who would have thought I'd use an inflatable paint booth? Probably both. Anyway, let's see how that goes. Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be attempting to paint the Nissan 300, which has been hanging around here for far too long. And due to circumstances, I never really got around to putting in a permanent spray booth. It's a rented building, and really not sure how long we're going to be staying here, and I just decided that it's probably not a good idea to put up anything permanent here. So we're going to be going with an inflatable spray booth, and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, it can't be any worse than just painting in the open air with all the dust and everything, can it? We'll soon find out anyway. So we got the GorillasPro, the Pro for Gorillas, and it's 8 meters by 4.5 by 3 meters high, and that's about all I know about it. So let's just get it unpacked and we'll see how it goes together. Alright, so we got the booth up. Instructions weren't a hell of a lot of use to me, not enough pictures, you know. Pretty noisy, I know, so we got the big fan holding the booth up with the air going into the pillars, and then the small fan is basically blowing the air in. I don't know if you can see very well there, but we'll go inside. It's sort of giving some airflow. Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely got airflow here. So, I don't know. I suppose we'll give it a go. I mean, I'm not a car painter, so just going to be doing my best. I'll give this thing a wipe down with Prepsol. Oh, got a bit of sponge sticking out there. Better fix that. Just a backyard job, just trying to make it look a little bit better than it was. Well, I've wiped the car off, so I'm going to go ahead and get some silver base coat laid down and see how that goes. Silver laid down, but I got to be honest, I didn't order enough paint, so I don't know how this is going to look. I was worried that it was going to look a little blotchy in places, but maybe now that it's had time to dry, it might actually be looking a little better. I was sort of seeing a couple of repairs showing through. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just glad this wasn't meant to be a top job to begin with. I was just really just trying to, you know, seal it up and get it all one colour, but let's see how we go. But yeah, I think it looks like I'm just about ready to go and lay the clear down. So you can really see how quickly the booth fogs up once I start doing the clear coat. It really needs to have an extra extraction fan set up on it. Oh my God. Ah. Well guys, what's the verdict? I don't know. I'm kind of split. The paint itself laid down quite nice. I'll show you what I've used. So I didn't exactly go all out on the paint. I just got your basic ProTech base coat. For the clear, we've got the ProTech Ultra Finish PC 5950. So the base coat's obviously 1-to-1 with a standard reducer, and then with the clear coat, the first two coats I used this hardener low temp because I was just a bit worried it was only about 17, 18 degrees, but it seemed to me that it was going down Like it was going off pretty quick, but it also didn't really give it such a glossy finish. So I did the last coat with this standard. It's the PH 4200. So I'm not really concerned about the paint, although huge mistake. I didn't order enough base coat. I only ordered 1 litre, thinking, you know, once it's mixed, it's 2 litres. But in hindsight, it would have been good to have a little bit of extra up my sleeve. So I noticed that once everything was finished on this rear bumper, yeah, I've got some patchiness. I don't even know if that'll show on the camera, but yeah, I think it does. That's fine, but with the actual car, what I think is a little disappointing is the amount of crap that's in the paint. So the whole idea of using a paint booth was to avoid getting crap in the paint. And again, I don't know if this is going to show, but to me it looks almost about the same as if I painted it in the workshop. Yeah, I really don't know if that's going to show anything. But yeah, there's a ton of junk in the paint. Like, while at first glance it may look, you know, all nice and glossy and, you know, as a new paint job should. Yeah, if you catch it in the light, I mean, it basically looks like somebody threw a handful of sand over the top of the bonnet. Is that because of the booth, or is that because of my preparation? I mean, we did sand this down and tape it up a few weeks before we painted it, so it was sitting in the workshop pretty much as is. And even though I did wipe it down and go over it with the air gun, who knows, maybe there was still bits and pieces sitting in the gaps, and, you know, the painting process blew it out, who knows. But I was kind of wondering if it was the booth as well, because the booth, I can't really show you now, it's down, but at the back end of the booth, it had like a section running along the top where there was air coming in, so it was trying to make it like an end draft kind of thing, situation. And it was actually blowing it through some of that black filter type material, so I was kind of wondering if some of this rubbish could have been from that, but anyway. It's all good. Wasn't meant to be a particularly perfect paint job anyway. We're really just, as I said before, trying to seal it up, put it all in one colour. I mean, the junk in the paint, yeah, you could just go over it with some, you know, 1200 or whatever and buff it out, I'm sure. So it's not the end of the world. I don't really think I've got too much in the way of runs. There's this one right on the corner here, but that was actually, the run was actually there before and I've just made it worse. No, it's all right. It's all good. The inflatable paint booth. Let us know what you guys think, if you've used one before, and what you thought of it. Let us know. Go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and I think that'll do it for this video. We'll come back when I'm ready to put the polyester on this four-door. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.